People, this is becoming more dirty and messy as NADECO storm FBI office and the National Security Agency office demanding for the release of Bola Ahmed documents. This now don dey become embarrassment to honorable Nigerians where they go about their honorable businesses. My people, wanna watch this video. In short, I no just want talk. Wanna watch this video. Leave your comments and share this video. Thank you.
More trouble for Tinubu as NADECO storms FBI, U.S. Social Security Administration vows to unmask Tinubu. An American transparency activist, Aaron Greenspan, had filed a motion to order the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Central Intelligence Agency, and other U.S. bodies to immediately turn over records they scheduled for release before the end of October. Greenspan filed the emergency request after Tinubu deployed lawyers to fight against the release, saying it would violate his privacy, among other statutory rights. He said Tinubu was trying to stall the release of the documents to foreclose any impact the disclosures may have on the ongoing election dispute at the Nigerian Supreme Court. Now, I actually have via the telephone a legal practitioner, a social commentator. Also, he is also one who actually has very strong opinions and a public enthusiast when it comes to national issues within the Nigerian polity, and that is Barrister Eze Eluche. Barrister Eze Eluche, good evening and welcome to the World News at 6 right here on VOP 90.3 FM.
Thank you very much for having me on the studios.
All right, Barrister Eze, it is actually quite a lot, and I want to start off with this particular development from the FBI. Apparently, a particular Aaron Greenspan. Now, I want to read out who Aaron Greenspan is. Aaron Greenspan is an owner of Plain Sight, a website that advocates data transparency to combat corruption in public service. Now, Aaron Greenspan has labeled President Bola Tinubu an alleged criminal who is using delayed tactics to pause the release of his records by the U.S. security agencies, including the Federal Bureau of Investigation and Central Intelligence Agency. However, when Aaron Greenspan went to the U.S. court to ask for the facilitation of the release of the FBI records on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, apparently his motion was turned down by the particular judge, and that is, her name is Judge Howell. In her decision, she said that Greenspan did not adequately justify his request for an urgent hearing on his motion for expedited release of records, especially against the need to protect Tinubu's interests. And she said that this particular plaintiff, who has not shown any representation whatsoever for his interests as to wanting that particular record of the president released to the public, and has not disclosed to them why he is interested in the president's academic record being unmasked. That's one major reason that they actually turned down that particular motion from Aaron Greenspan. Now, I don't know if you recall, 2 days ago, the one of the spokesperson for the APC, Bayo Onanuga, has stated that Aaron Greenspan is an individual that is being used by the PDP and also the Labour Party to help them facilitate the release of the FBI record that they will use to tender at the Supreme Court. They want that record to be released as soon as possible so that they can use it as evidence at the Supreme Court. Now, the FBI record is meant to have been released from this month of October. About 2,500 of this academic record ought to have been released, and it's supposed to start with this month of October. However, we've not seen anything yet. Now, on 2 or 3 different occasions, the president has written to the United States and written to the FBI to stall the release of his academic record or whatever record it is that the FBI has against him. And critics have asked questions: why is the president so vehement on not wanting his record to be released? Now, the NADECO themselves organized a press conference yesterday while that particular Supreme Court hearing to tender the fresh appeal of evidence from the PDP to the Supreme Court was being held. They held a press conference yesterday, and to them they say they want to unmask the identity of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They're asking questions that whose social security number the President Bola Tinubu used in CSU. They also want to find out, if possible, that the president had paid any form of financial inducement or has paid any money whatsoever to that institution that has made them bring out conflicting reports about the president's academic record. Please, what's your take on it, Barrister Eze?
Now, this is a very, very long question, but let me just try and answer the ones I can do. Number one, the fact that Mr. Tinubu is always claiming that if they release information on him, it will be injurious to his person, should be something of concern to all Nigerians. When he did that same play with the Chicago State University, we saw what came out. What came out was the proof, the fact that the document, the certificate he submitted to INEC was a forged document. Now, the FBI, the CIA, the IRS, and several other United States investigation and law enforcement agencies are planning to release documents on Mr. Tinubu. And the same Tinubu again is saying they should delay it, it will affect him, it will impact on him. Now, you begin to ask yourself, what kind of a man is this? Many of us are here in Nigeria. We know that for the police, for the DSS, for the EFCC to have a file on you that runs into thousands of pages, that shows that you are a person of interest to law enforcement. That means you have been living under the law. And that is, this man called Tinubu, who is now presiding over Nigeria, has several files, documents before these international law enforcement agencies. And it's only trying to tell them they should not release it, it will injure him, it will do whatever. What are we getting ourselves into in Nigeria? But the fact is this, what the court did in the United States in response to Alan Greenspan's application for urgent release was to say there is no need for that application for an urgent release, since the FBI and the CIA and co have said they will release 500 pages in October. So those documents will still be released this October. Now, the question now is, why did this Alan Greenspan apply for an expedited release? It's because suddenly, the Supreme Court of Nigeria is now trying to be expeditious in hearing this matter and may likely give a decision or a judgment before the end of the month when the FBI is supposed to release documents. Let this be a note of warning to Nigerians. The Supreme Court cannot say they are not aware of the criminality, the forgery, and other crimes Mr. Tinubu has already been affirmed to have committed, such as submitting a forged document to INEC. So even if the Supreme Court does something in a haste, it will be clear that somebody is trying to be punished. They're trying to be in collaboration to collude with Mr. Tinubu in this very nefarious activity. With regards to what Mr. Alan Greenspan is doing, it is worthy. That is what any Nigerian who is a patriot should actually be involved with. We should try and understand what character, who is this person who is ruling over us in Nigeria. His name, we're not sure. His age, nobody is sure. His parentage, his state of origin, his academic trajectory, nothing is sure of this man. And he's going to present himself as Nigerian president. Even if the Supreme Court goes ahead and declares that this man has won the election, the fact is this: for anywhere Mr. Tinubu goes as Nigerian president, the stigma, the stain, the stench will follow him all through. Because by then, the FBI and co will be releasing these documents on a monthly basis, 500 pages per month, and they will release it. Nothing will stop them from releasing it. So when the Nigerian president now goes, parades himself as a president, and these thinkers begin to come out from the FBI, it will lead to the shame and disrepute of our country, quite unfortunately. But hopefully the Supreme Court has an opportunity to salvage Nigeria, to rescue us from this approaching quagmire. And we hope that they live up to their very exalted offices.
All right, Barrister Eze, thank you so much for that proper context that you've been able to express. However,